Mason is probably one of the nicest guys you will ever meet. He's very patient, he's very quirky and fun and adventurous, and he gives me a little bit of a run for my money because he loves spontaneous things.
Kindra is, I would say, she's very motherly. She really cares about other people, and I think that really drew me to her when I first met her. You can tell that she's a very genuine, caring person.
He's just like who you would want to end up with in a person. So.
Kindra and I both went to DW.
It was his junior year, my sophomore year.
She was kind of on my radar, you know, and I remember I followed her on Instagram, and then she followed me back, and you know, I was just like, yeah, you know, I'm in totally. She followed me back on Instagram. I don't think I formally met her until it was like a weekend on campus. We had went out to a gathering and we came back and we're hanging out in one of the apartments, or the dorm I should say, and she was just sitting there in the room with other people, and we I don't know, just started talking that night. But I would say that was the first night I officially met her. She's probably gonna say that, you know, I was, I don't know, way too talkative or chatty, or I don't know, hyper or dumb, maybe something along the lines of that.
Yeah, because he was intoxicated. Yeah. I just, yeah. Mason and I guess, first officially met, like, when we were in somebody else's room, and I was probably doing somebody else's homework, to be honest. And I had a soccer game the next day, and he did not have a game the next day, and so he had been drinking, and he would not stop talking. And I can't remember how he got, oh, they were running some club in their room or something, and so Chaden's like, oh, we want in, my roommate. And so he asked, oh, okay, give me your numbers. And that's how he got our numbers. And yes, he was very talkative and had a really big smile, probably partly because he was intoxicated, but that's okay.
I think the thing I admire most about Kindra is she just takes care of people, whether it be her students or the kids that she coaches, or her friends, her family, me. She just always makes sure that, you know, they're getting what they need, and even if it's not always reciprocated, you know, she's still going to do that for others. So she's just a very selfless person and always puts others first. So I think the profession she's in is perfect for that. You know, her kids are very lucky, and the kids that she coaches are lucky to have her, and I'm very lucky to have her too, because she's just very caring.
Mason is probably the most patient person I've ever met. He has just this calming sense and presence to him, even in stressful situations. There's very few things that will like rile Mason up, and so me being a very naturally anxious person, it's really nice to have someone that you know is going to like calm things down and keep me grounded. So I really appreciate that about him.
So one summer we were in Okoboji, and I knew that I was ready to tell her I loved her. You know, but I wasn't sure. You always kind of wonder, like, oh, am I doing this too quick? Or is she gonna say it back? Or if I waited too long, you know? So I knew that I wanted to tell her, so we were in Okoboji.
He tried to be very romantic, and we walked down, we were going on a walk in Okoboji, and we walked by the lake, and he said, let's sit down for a minute. And so we sat down and we were just talking. And
I was getting really nervous, like, oh, do I do it, or how's this gonna go? But I ended up telling her that I loved her, and she said it back.
It was in a place that we love, and so that meant something to us, and I really appreciated that, and yeah.
And then I ended up proposing to her like in the same area, in Okoboji, so that was just really cool. So when I proposed, we It was around Christmas time, and we were with Kindra's family for like their Christmas get-together. And I knew I had already talked to her parents, and I knew I wanted to do it. I got it all planned out, and we're getting ready to, I just asked Kindra if she wanted to go have a beer.
He said, hey, do you want to go get some drinks? I'm always down to get some drinks, so.
And so I was in jeans and a nice like pullover, and Kindra was wearing sweatpants and a sweatshirt. And I knew that she was gonna want pictures, and she wasn't gonna want to be in sweatpants and a sweatshirt for those pictures, but how do you say, Kindra, you kind of look, I wouldn't say crappy, but you don't look, you know.
He said, is that what you're wearing? I said, yeah. He said, I'm wearing this.
Kind of giving her the hint, like you should maybe change.
So then I changed so that he didn't show me up.
And then she asked everyone in the room, it's probably a group of 20 to 30 people, if anyone wanted to come and join us. And I didn't say anything, but most of the people knew what was going to happen, so they all just declined. And she was almost a little bit offended that no one wanted to come. But so we went and had a beer.
Then we went to go get a drink, and I'm not kidding you, his beer was gone in 3 minutes. Like, he sucked it down, and I'm like, okay, do you want another one? He's like, nope, let's go. So we walked out, and he's like, let's go on a little walk. I'm like, okay, let's go on a little walk. So we walked down to the arches where there's like these fun little lanterns hanging by Arnold's Park. And
so I don't know if she maybe knew that something was up there, but
all he kept saying when we were walking down was, you know I love you, right? You know I love you, right? You know I love you, like over and over again.
So we walked down through the arches, and I got to the lanterns,
and then when we were in the middle of the lanterns, he proposed. So
yeah, that's kind of how it went down. She said yes, thankfully.
It was very cold, but it was very special, and I loved it. It was romantic.
I think my message to Kindra would just be that I'm very thankful that I found her, and you know, I'm very excited for what's to come. I think I hit the jackpot.
Mason, I am so happy that we get to spend the rest of our lives together and go on our little mini adventures together. I can't see myself as anyone else, and I love you with my whole heart.
We'd just like to thank everyone for coming today and celebrating with us. It takes a village to put this all together, so we'd like to thank our parents for all that they've done, both raising us and this last year and a half, putting this together. We'd like to thank the bridal party for helping plan certain parts of our day and showing up here and doing all the things that Kindra's asked you to do in her binder of duties. We appreciate you all.
And lastly, we'd like to thank our family and friends. Today would not be as special as it is without all of you here. So we love you, and we can't wait to celebrate with you.